Good. Check. Hands up from everybody. All right, we're going to start in the room first. So questions in the room, go right ahead.
Drew, can you talk about the play of the linebackers this year, 3 games in, as compared to last year?
I'm sorry, what was the last part?
Talk about the play of the linebackers and then the difference from last year, this year, and this year.
Yeah. So some of the differences, I mean, originally we started out from fall camp and, we're down some players and it's the next guy in. And, I've had experience with that when, my younger years here. And it's a great thing. I talked about it during fall camp that we had a lot of depth and a lot of playmakers at the linebacker position. And so we've kind of seen that with JD Bertrand stepping up and different guys filling in their roles. So it's been really cool to see. That was a knee knocker kind of right away to start the season, but so proud of, these guys that have stepped up. In terms of, schematic, a lot of blitzes. But other than that, it's still football. It's still, you got, assignment sound, getting to the ball, effort and attitude, like we say. So there's definitely things that, just go over this, different coordinators, but the same thing.
In breaking down Wisconsin, what challenges do they pose for you?
I would say physical at the point of attack. It's going to be a physical game. I think that's what it's going to come down to. And then discipline, being in your gap, being assignment sound. Wisconsin does a great job of really just open up creases, and the running back is really good at finding those creases. So anybody that's out of position, they'll make you pay for it. So I think that's really the point of emphasis for this week.
Drew, you have one of the most unique NIL deals, I guess, with Skyview. I guess can you kind of expand on kind of what that process is, what you kind of get out of that, and vice versa?
Yeah. So I think for my own NIL deal with, Skyview Partners has been really cool. Getting to talk with Scott, the CEO, and we wanted to do something special together. And we really formulated it to, be a source of good. And so we kind of came to the agreement. He saw what, we kind of got in contact the same time as Lift for Life. And he saw what that was about and really liked it. He saw how I was kind of the chapter president behind it. And so we, we're able to do a deal where, 20% of everything that, that I get and, that he gives me, I'm donating directly to uplifting athletes and for their Lift for Lives. So it's been great. I think it's an example of how NIL can be used for good in college football, and really excited about it.
And then have they signed anyone else across the college football?
Not that I know of. He told me that, he kind of liked just the student athlete ability for me and, kind of who I was, but who knows for the future what's going to happen.
Drew, you mentioned JD earlier. How have you seen him grow just from the start of the season?
Well, I think he's got the unique characteristic that a lot of successful people have. That is he's never satisfied. He's always looking to get better. I think he's his harshest critic, which is good. Sometimes I have to be there for him to tell him it's okay. You make a mistake, it's okay. There's 12 or more games in the season. There's going to be times to fix your mistakes, and that is a good problem to have, to be hard on yourself. But I don't think you talk to everyone here in the locker room, no one's surprised that he's stepped up in this light and kind of had the success here early on. He was the hardest worker in the summer. He was the hardest worker in the winter. And I'm just glad to see everything come to fruition for him.
And then what's the potential or ceiling of this defense, specifically the linebacker?
The ceiling, we have the ability to be the best defense and the best linebacking corps in the country. We're not there. We saw it in our first game and first 2 games, really. The mistakes and the details. But really, we're getting those ironed out. And I think we saw a step forward in the right direction versus Purdue. And I think it's going to continue to excel here as we go throughout the season. I'm really excited to what we're going to showcase.
What are you expecting to see atmosphere-wise on Saturday in Chicago, in the NFL Stadium? You got game day, maybe your kickoff, everything's happening in Chicago.
Yeah, it's going to be an electric atmosphere. And I don't want to come off bad when I say this, but that's really for the fans. That's for the media. That is for everyone else to have a good time. And when I'm done playing football, I'll be excited for that too. but we have a job to do, and the job doesn't change. We're playing an opponent that is going to try and run the ball, down our throat, and we're going to have to stop them. And like, I think just the focus and the attention to that aspect and not, kind of limiting the outside noise is going to be really important.
Is Jack Thomas gonna do any inside scoop on what to expect from guys?
No, he's not.
Any other questions in the room? All right, we got time for one question on Zoom. Chris Hydell, go right ahead.
Hey, Drew, thanks for taking my question this evening. Talk about Wisconsin's running game. They're always known for good running backs. What do you guys have to do to control that?
Being physical at the point of contact, so they don't reestablish the line of scrimmage. I think that's number one, and number two, it's being assignment correct. You can't, with this type of running offense, you can't shed blocks and try to find the ball. It's really about being assignment correct, because any crease you see watching film, their running backs are able to find, and they'll make you pay for it. So it's really just about doing your job, 1 of 11, and I think that's going to be the key to success versus Wisconsin offense.
Thanks, Drew. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
You just head up with Katie upstairs.
No,
Perfect. Well, you got like a towel. It's gonna get real wet.
Drew White.
You know what? Just come
Come
in with it.
You sure?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. All right.
We're good. All right, questions in the room? Go right ahead.
Houston, was it just mean to go back and play in Chicago?
It means a lot to me. This is gonna be my first time playing at home since I was 15 years old. I had my first high school varsity start at Soldier Field, so just to have it all come full circle and be my senior year against a big opponent like Wisconsin at Soldier Field, it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to my family as well.
do a lot of people coming in for that game.
Oh yeah, this is probably the most people that are probably going to come to my game since I've been at Notre Dame. So it should be fun playing in front of family and friends, and just an exciting moment for my family. Like I said before,
What are you expecting to see atmosphere-wise?
I know it's going to be a sold-out stadium. I know how Chicago gets when Notre Dame comes to town. I tweeted it out a couple of days ago. Notre Dame is Chicago's college football team, and I firmly believe that. So it should be exciting. I know we're going to travel well in terms of our fan base. So I'm looking forward to it, and just can't wait to get out there with the boys.
What are you expecting to see from Wisconsin's offense?
Wisconsin's a program I'm very familiar with, just being a Big Ten family, my dad working for the Big Ten Network. So it's been a program that I respect a lot. They're a team that knows how to really run the football, just, how to control the possession of the game. They're big, they're smart, and they just play aggressive. And it speaks to their success they've had in the past. So it should be a good game. It's going to be a game that's physical, and we just going to have to hunt. I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to have to hunt. And we took a big step last weekend, so we're just trying to continue to work on that and just, take another step this week.
Using the chance this weekend to kind of redeem yourself from some of the drop balls the receivers did this past weekend against Purdue. What have you guys been doing this week to kind of alleviate that issue?
We're just going to put pressure on the receivers. When the ball's in the air, it's ours. Coach Freeman talks about it all the time. 50-50 balls, they're our balls. So we got to go up there and make plays on the balls and just, give our offense a chance to get back on the field. Because, like I said, they do a great job at controlling the possession of the game. So we just got to get off the field and, get the offense the ball back and let them do their thing.
Any more questions down here? All right, we got Mike Discorsi on Zoom. Mike, go right ahead.
Yes, I wanted to ask you about Coach Kelly and the record that he's pursuing. The next one you get will be the Notre Dame record for him, and how much you guys have talked about that among yourselves. What you think it would mean to be a part of that? Obviously, you've already been part of the tying game.
It's not something we talk about all the time. Coach Kelly just wants us to have, tunnel vision and one game focus and just, worry about what we can do preparing for the week and then just see how the outcome can come. Coach Kelly's had a lot of success here at Notre Dame, so it'll be exciting, for him to reach that accomplishment. I've been a part of undefeated teams, and to be a part of a team that has the winningest coach in Notre Dame history, it's going to mean a lot, and just can't wait to get out there and make plays with Coach.
We have time for one final question from Zoom. Chris Hydell, go ahead.
Hey, Houston, it's Chris Idell from Herman Radio in Baltimore. You're from Chicago. So did you grow up watching the Bears, and what was your favorite Bear player growing up?
I grew up watching the Bears, but honestly, my dad played for the Broncos, so I always been a Denver Bronco fan. But if I had a favorite player that played for the Bears, it'd probably be Peanut Tillman. I just like the way he played as a player, aggressive, and he was just always, the peanut punch. That was something he always emphasized as a defensive back. So it's pretty cool just, being from Chicago and having this opportunity to go back home.
All right, Houston, thank you much. You guys, Katie upstairs.
I appreciate you.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go on the watch anyway.
Other duties assigned.
Yep.
We're gonna get started with questions in the room, and then if we have time, we'll do questions on Zoom to end it. You ready to go?
Yep.
All right, room, go ahead.
Chris, what are you expecting to see when you have to see in Chicago this year?
Yeah, well, I've never been to Soldier Field before, so I'm not really sure what to expect. I know that's a big game in the Shamrock series, so I'm just excited to see what the atmosphere is like itself. I really don't have a good idea of what it's going to be like. So
What are you looking forward to about playing at an NFL stadium and being out there on that field?
yeah, well, I know what it's like. We played at Pitt last year, where the Steelers play, so I would say it's really not that big of a difference compared to regular stadiums, but 'cause we're so locked in on the game, locked in on what we need to do. So it's just really another game, honestly.
What are you expecting to see from the Wisconsin defense?
Toughness, physicality. I mean, watching Wisconsin play on TV when I was in high school is a really disciplined defense. So I'm excited to play the game.
Chris, with the big play possibilities and opportunity with the offense this year, Wisconsin have to do to prepare for you guys, knowing that you guys can break off.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm so locked in on like what we need to do on offense and just focusing on our game plan that I haven't really thought about that question honestly.
And speaking of the game plan, what are
Yeah.
all what you guys need to push the ball down the field effectively?
Yeah, stay patient, stay consistent on our reads. And we understand that the big plays will come. So just that exactly, staying consistent.
And then comment on the offensive lines, new faces in there, and how you gel with them so you can break off some.
Yeah, it's been really exciting, honestly. I'm excited to see the new faces on the line, just being able to bring new opportunities for them. I mean, it's a new opportunity for them. I'm excited to be able to, just break off runs, like you said, make big plays with them. So I'm excited.
How important is it for you in kind of to stay involved each week in the pass game?
I would say it keeps the defense honest when we just keep pounding the ball and over again to stack the box. So we understand that if we are assets in the passing game, then it keeps the defense honest.
How's it been working with Jack Cohen and Tyler Buckner? Seriously.
Yeah, it's been exciting. Just being able to implement both of them into the same game plan is really a compliment to Coach Reese, honestly. Just having creativity and knowing when to put them in the game, I would say it's pretty impressive.
All right, we got time for one question on Zoom. Mike DeCourcy, go right ahead.
Yeah, I wondered if you could go back to when Coach Kelly and staff were recruiting you. What was your impression of him coming in? What has he been like to play for in your time with the Irish?
Yeah, I would say he's been the same guy that was recruiting me, honestly. He's someone that's supportive, someone that knows what he wants from his players, and he knows how to get that. I would say I would want that in a head coach, someone that's experienced and someone that knows what he wants than someone who's doesn't really know what he's doing. So I'm happy to be here, happy to be part of this team.
You're all set, Chris. Thanks, man.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
We're gonna start with questions in the room first, and then we'll finish with questions in Zoom if we got time. So, room, go right ahead.
Josh, you expecting a physical game with Wisconsin defensive line?
Yeah, certainly. I think every week we need to expect a physical game, and we need to be more physical in our preparation so that when Saturday comes, we're executing with high intensity.
Some new faces on the offensive line. Is that an advantage going in, being unknown to some of the defensive people from Wisconsin about you guys?
Sure, they could think that. I think we treat our opponents as a faceless opponent. I'm not sure how they look at us, but we'd always look at our defensive lines that we go against as a faceless opponent. And if we execute our fundamentals and go back to the basics at a high level, then we're going to be good when it comes to Saturday.
Talk about the continuity kind of bringing the team together offensively, offensive line to build that cohesiveness.
Yeah. Since I've been here, I think it starts from the top down. So your 5th year, 6th year leadership, being able to involve the freshmen, and whether that's on the field or off the field, we do everything together. And when you see us off the field doing stuff together, you know, on the field, we're gonna be doing stuff together as one unit, seeing things through one set of eyes, executing at a high level. We just got to come together all the time.
How would you say the communication on the line has improved from week to week?
Significantly, as we start to play with each other, it's gotten better. Kane coming in this summer, he's been fantastic at communicating, and he sees things differently when he first came in than we might. And then being able to work with each other. Both of Kane and I are on the non-degree seeking graduate academic course. So being able to have that, there's a lot more time to watch film together and break down defensive opponents. So that's more communication on our part. And then being able to work with Jarrett, who is a fantastic center. And we love having him in the middle because he's able to communicate fronts really, really well. And then now Tosh over the left side, he's getting some great experience his last couple of weeks, and he's definitely settled in and become more comfortable and more consistent, which has been fantastic for our offensive line.
What are you looking forward to most about Saturday?
Executing at a high level and fixing the mistakes that had occurred this past week. Whenever you watch film on Sundays, you try to find 2 or 3 things that you can work on. And coming into Tuesday practice, that's the time to do those. So being able to work on those today, I felt a lot more comfortable, better, and changing up some of my techniques, some of my fundamentals, going back to the basics, and then being able to execute those on Saturdays. That's always rewarding. It's great to get a win, but also at the end of the day, is can I do my job at a high level? That's what's important.
What are some of those things that you're really trying to focus on to improve for Saturday?
When I set in pass pro slightly above an inside target, that's going to be key, especially against these defensive fronts where they're going to be mixed between 3 down, 4 down. There's a lot of plugging linebackers. Keen and communicating with Kane on linebacker run through. It's gonna be great for this week. That's how we're gonna be able to succeed. And sure, they're a physical team, but we're gonna be ready with our preparation.
What are you looking forward to most about playing at the field?
So I've never been really to Chicago or in that area, so I think it'll be pretty cool. Chicago's a neat place, I guess, and it'll be cool to play in that NFL stadium. I didn't get to play in Pittsburgh Steelers Stadium last year, unfortunately, even though that's 12 minutes from my home. So now I'll be able to play in this NFL stadium. That'd be kind of cool.
What goes through your head when you see Tyree and Chris break out to some of the crazy plays?
I'm not shocked because they do that in practice, and you see that on the field on Saturdays because we're able to execute those plays on Tuesday and Wednesday, and like it'll just be a team run period, and they'll easily break through. But then Kyron will sprint his butt off for 30 yards to make sure that he's finishing in the end zone. And so it inspires us to block even better because we love seeing that. We love running down the field after them and trying to see if like we could pick off anybody, even if we're a little bit slower than everybody else running down the field. But they are fast, they're quick, they're good football players.
All right, go. Time for one question on Zoom. Angelo DiCarlo, go right ahead.
Josh, does the offensive line have a bit of a chip on its shoulder based on the way the first 3 games have gone to kind of show what you guys believe you're really made of? And how much do you cherish, second question, how much do you cherish a game like this that's known to be a battle of the trenches to kind of just enjoy that as an offensive lineman against a good defensive front?
Yeah, I think every week we should have a chip on our shoulder, no matter who the opponent is or no matter how we're playing. But we definitely need to execute our fundamentals and go back to the basics so that we can do our job come Saturday. If we want our team to be successful, it has to start with us up front and doing our job consistently, not just one play here and one play there, but all 5 of us being able to execute at a high level. And then this kind of game to cherish. I didn't cherish every game. This could be my last season here, and being able to understand that every snap at Notre Dame counts. This is a really, really special place that I've loved being here. And now in my 5th year, being able to take on a full-time starting role for the whole season, I really appreciate, the time the coaches have spent with me and the other players around that be able to work with me and train staff to make sure that I can do this here. And I deserve to play my best on Saturday for those people because they've given so much.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You and Kenny should take a non-academic field trip to Chicago.
Yeah.